Okay, I want to do another design tips and tricks on a sink front angle cabinet. This is one that you build in place. These are about 5% of what we actually do. We don't do these a lot. So this is very helpful for some of my installers, but also for anybody that's never had to put a separate sink front angle cabinet with a floor. So take a look right here. What he's got is a sink front angle. This is a frame only, and this is a frame with a 3-inch extended style on the right and a 3-inch extended style on the left. So we've taken our laser, we've leveled these cabinets, put a 1-inch filler against the right-hand wall, same as what the drawing is above, 1-inch filler. Brought these cabinets over. We checked the measurement of the face frame here as far as an angle for the face of it with a speed square. So we've got a speed square here. I'm going to put that up to where we can check the angle. And what I'm doing here is just using the square itself as a reference. So there I'm at 45 degrees to the other side, really close. And this is all going to be built out of stone. So as far as that goes, it's not going to be an absolutely perfect angle, but they'll actually match that with a template when they come to actually build the countertop. But on the left-hand side, every time that you build one of these, you have to have a full end panel of a cabinet for support. You also have to have a full end panel for support next to an appliance. Like this is the dishwasher space. So you have to have a full end panel here. Additionally, you have to have at least 1.5 inches of end panel for this to be able to have clearances for the dishwasher door to open and not touch anything. And then also, if you look here, we've put a solid stock piece in the back with 2-inch screws in it to hold the back together. We put a solid stock on the bottom, 2-inch screws in both ends, screwed to the floor, screwed to the wall, and that secures the back of this. Then we take the speed square again, and we go in here, and we check to see how square this piece is to the back wall. When we put it together, it was not square at all. So we ended up having to put a toenail screw right there, and we ended up putting a toenail screw right here. And with all these components together, I mean, there's nothing to hold this countertop up without these panels. And there's nothing to hold the panels in place without this racking, without this cribbage wood that we're putting in. But if you take a look here at the bottom, we put, do not remove this until the stone is installed, because when they push this countertop into the corner, they're going to push these panels all over the place if these two pieces are not left in place. And they just have a single pin nail through the end, an 18-gauge pin nail, but it makes it solid, you know, so we can work off of it. So then you take the face frame. This was a sink base 27, extended style right, extended style left, 3 inches both sides. We take that because now it's actually 33 inches wide. We set it up here and we measure from the tinion, which is the inside of the line, the tinion back to the point. And we measure from this tinion back to the point, and that gives us what is the center of this space, okay? Now, the reason I do it this way is it's kind of foolproof, but the other thing is this gives you the visual center line of these two spaces. And if somebody comes in here with a tape measure, that's the only reference point. It may not be the actual center line of this space, but visually it'll look like it's, you know, supposed to be there. The amount of space on both sides of the door will be the same. So we're going to take this out to the table saw. We took all the doors off, all the drawer fronts off. We're going to take it out to the table saw. I'm going to mark this under here for the direction of the 45-degree cut. It's actually going to go that direction, 45 cut. Same thing over here, that direction. And I'd mark it while it's in place, because when you get to the saw, your saw only leans one way on most saws. My saw will double bevel, but it only lean one way on most saws. And so when you get out there, you're going to get real confused real quick about which way this miter is supposed to actually turn. So pull this right up here close to that. Put it on the edge. You got it? Right there. You got it? Mm-hmm. We'll mark this angle in here. On the inside of this one, I'm going to come over here. Same thing. We'll mark that angle. Now when I get outside, I've got reference marks to be able to show me which way the angle of the saw is supposed to tilt. Now, you would think, hey, you're got that done, go ahead and put that in. No. Once this is installed and it's fitted, we're going to have to take it right back out, because we have to build a frame in here, and we have to build in all the floor and put a floor in it. And We'll try to add that in a separate part of the video. I will edit or stitch these together where you can see it. But when you put this piece in, it's in your way. You can't get in there and work. So you're going to create the frame. You're going to lay the top of the board up on top and mark the walls from inside. But then you're going to take this part back apart so that you can build the floor space. Again, we'll do a video on that here in just a moment. But this is how you set it up correctly to be able to get the angle with equal amounts of space on two sides. So we'll call this part one. Okay, we just come back from the saw, and so we did, like I said, we marked the length. One thing will tell you is that whatever you cut off this size, this method is the same as that side. So when you cut it through the saw, it works out just fine. If you take a look here, we made purposely this just 1/16 of an inch longer than the measurement. This measured 30 and an eighth here, and so we cut it to 30 and 3/16. And that's because when you draw up your screws, it's going to want to clamp, it's going to want to pull together, and so that makes it to where it will fit into place. Again, we're going to screw this one in from the back. We're going to run screws into it from the back. We're going to screw this one in traditionally from the front, just like we normally do. And once we get that together, I'll show you, we're going to take and put the floor up on top. Titus is going to crawl inside and go around and mark it. We'll take that floor, we'll cut it out as a pattern, and then we'll take and transfer it down to the floor line here after we build the framing. But this is what it should look like after you're done cutting it. Again, this space is here for the dishwasher to clear. This space is on this side for the doors in operation to clear these drawers. So this is purposely made smaller in the middle so that it'll have plenty of room on two sides. Okay, continuing on with what we're doing here. So what we've done here is we've taken a board that is 29 1/4 inches long. And what that is the height that we need from the bottom of the 1/2 inch floor to even with the top. We turn our laser on the wall, put it on the laser, mark the bottom of the board, and that gives us a level line around the bottom of the cabinet. Then we come in, we add some 2x4 braces on the walls, screwed to the studs, 2x4 feet to make sure nothing settles or sags at the front as well. We put a new piece, solid 2x6 across the front, and this is just because whenever you get in there and do this plumbing, you're going to have to crawl inside the cabinet to do that. So we are ready to go ahead and start putting the floor in this. Notice when I talk about the floor, I do not have the face frame on. The face frame is gone. We've already fitted it. We've already screwed it in place. So the floor is going to be a ton easier to put in with the face frame on the front of it missing. And then we'll put the face frame and stuff in after the floor is installed. So we'll show you that next. Okay, here's our last segment. So basically we had the floor, again without the face frame floor. Then we went ahead and dropped the face frame right back down inside of it. Put our screws back in because they had already been installed once and nice. They went right back in the same spot they were before. Back here, you always will have a little bit of looseness to the walls. That's absolutely necessary. Just same thing over here, because your walls could have bows in them. Your walls could be out of square to each side. There could be a whole reason, but you have to have a little room to get around the plumbing. We had to take this apart and actually put the wires back in the wall, pull these back in place, and put scutcheons around them where the holes are at. But overall, the laser here at the top, you can see the green light. That's where your cleat is going to go on the wall, and that's the reason we need so much 2x4s, so many 2x6s, and this takes quite a while. It's taken us about 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours, since we got here today to build this box for the dishwasher, to build this section for the corner, and now we're ready to redress the doors, get started on some toe kicks, and work our way out of the kitchen as far as the handles and knobs and stuff. Hopefully that's helpful to you guys. If there's any questions, you can call me at 423-650-1051. Have a great day.